This lecture will discuss the modals be supposed to and was going to. It will cover charts 9, 9, and 9, 10 in your book. So if you'd like to open your book and look at the charts on page 173 and 176, you can. In this lecture, I'm going to discuss how to talk about your obligations using be supposed to in a special way, and also how to talk about obligations that you did not fulfill in the past. So first of all, how to use be supposed to. Let's look at this sentence. The game is supposed to begin at 10 o'clock. What does this sentence mean? What it means is that someone, like maybe the coach, the teacher, lots of people, the parents, expects a game, like a football game or baseball game, to begin at a certain time. So be supposed to is not only about a rule or obligation, but it's got an added layer of meaning that somebody expects this to happen. So this is the important idea to take away from this lecture. Be supposed to often expresses expectations about scheduled events, as in the game is supposed to begin at 10 o'clock, or the committee is supposed to vote by secret ballot. And in a similar way, it expresses expectations about behavior. Let's look at the example C. I'm supposed to go to the meeting. My boss told me that he wants to attend. So you can see that be supposed to not only expresses an obligation, but it expresses that there's an expectation about the obligation, that the boss expects this person to go, and that is why the person is obligated. So in this sense, be supposed to is different from have to. Have to is a simpler kind of a modal. It is just simple obligation. This is a modal with two layers of meaning. You're obligated, and you're obligated because somebody expects you to do this. Finally, we're going to look at be supposed to in the past, and that expresses an unfulfilled expectation. Jack was supposed to call me last night. I wonder why he didn't. So again, the speaker is expressing an expectation, a past expectation that Jack was supposed to call. Jack didn't, therefore the person is worried. Next, let's take a look at an example. If you're driving and a traffic light turns red, what are you supposed to do? Look at the parts of the verb here in the information question, what are you supposed to do? We start with the information word, what, and then we have the helping verb and the subject and the participle and the base verb. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to come to a complete stop. Okay, this is not only an obligation, but this is also an expectation of the police. The police expect you to come to a complete stop. So you can see how supposed to adds a layer of meaning that you are expected not just simply that you have to do it just because it's your own, it's your own feeling that you have to do it, but actually somebody else expects you to do this. So let's take a look now at the form of it. We form the modal here with be verb, any form of that. So is, are, was, were, plus supposed to, plus the base verb. I am, be verb. Supposed to is the modal. Go is the base verb. And then let's review the meaning. The meaning, again, is like obligation, but with an added layer of meaning. It means the same as I have to. Well, let me highlight that for you. It means the same as I have to, except with the added layer of meaning that somebody expects me to go to this meeting. Example, I am supposed to go to a meeting this afternoon. The boss expects me to go. So, in summary, be supposed to does not mean the same as I have to go to a meeting or I should go to a meeting. It's a little bit more than that. On to chart 910 on page 176. Here we're going to look at how to talk about a past obligation that you did not fulfill. And we like to say good intentions do not equal success. That means even if you intended to do something good and you didn't do it, it's still not a success. And how do we talk about that? Well, we use was or were plus going to. Let's look at some examples. I'm going to the concert tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. Now this is an example about, we've seen this before in Unit 4 about the future. We use be going to talk about intentions for future activities. And in this sentence you see this person, I'm going to go to the concert tomorrow. It's the person's plan. Remember, we use be going to talk about a plan or intention. Let's go on to the next example. Jack was going to go to the movie last night, but he changed his mind. All right. Now what happens when we change it to the past form was, it is now referring to a past intention. And usually, this is the important thing, these are unfulfilled intentions. In other words, these are activities that somebody intended to do. They were planning to do it, but they did not do it. So the meaning here really is, he was planning to go to the concert, but he didn't go. In summary, let's take a look at some important things you should remember. We use was or were going to talk about past intentions. Just like you use be going to for expressing future intentions, like I'm going to call you soon. Really, I am. You use the past form to express past intentions. And in particular, past intentions to do something that you did and you did not do it. Example, I was going to call you, but I fell asleep. And that is the end of the lecture on was, going to, were going to, and be supposed to. Now, you can find an exercise in this folder to practice, and this will be the homework on these modal verbs.